It's better to prepare and protect your skin than having to learn to soothe your skin. Now, once again, I'll tell people this. I'm very particular about skin health for 2 reasons. Number one, just ladies, aging. You say, I do agree with this. If you have massive sun exposure without the internal, external things, wrinkles can't come about. But if you stay healthy on the inside and then you do some protection on the outside, you're going to see the massive benefit where you want to see some skin color change, but also you can actually promote good health by doing that for your skin than actually burning and trying to pick up the pieces, okay? So therefore, I do have some, sunscreens that I believe that have been, tested, looked at, the ingredients that are pretty decent. Now, these are some of my favorites. Now, once again, let me make this very clear, very clear. I have zero ties to these companies. These companies probably don't even know I even exist, okay? But, when people would come in and say, hey, doc, what can I do for sunscreen, things like this? Well, I want you to understand that, listen, that when you do these, just understand it's a good way of protecting your skin. Is it 100%? No, but these are really good sunscreens. And here's some of my top 4 favorite. I'll leave that up for a second. And if you're on your phone, take a snapshot of it. But as you can see, there's some that are 50, there's some that are 30. But once again, there's 2 major ingredients that I like the most that does have it, that doesn't absorb, because there are some ingredients that do exist in sunscreens that I do not like. So these 4, now once again, are there more than that? Yes, there are, okay? You can research these. I just like these just because of the ingredients and the non-absorbability, the things of protection, and also some of the ingredients that are toxic that I do not like, okay? Because if you look at some of the things, the key is it's called GRACE, generally recognized as safe, okay? GRAS. It's one of the acronyms that they produce for people to actually see if it's something that they can use. Now, there are some ingredients I do not like, so I pulled off some of the health concerns because if you notice, once again, the FDA proposed classification as safe and effective, but there's some ingredients that exist in sunscreens that are not only skin penetration, but hormone disruption. They list these things. And oxybenzone is actually one of the major ingredients in most of the sunscreens out there, and therefore it's actually even known as a hormone disruptor. So if you look, there's several ingredients that exist. Now, the one thing I do like when it comes to protection in the sun, you see some titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, but as you can see, it doesn't penetrate the skin. It doesn't have any hormone disruption. Those are things, that's why when I look at these things going, okay, what can we do? What can we do? And the whole purpose is this, is just protecting the skin externally, but you're not going to fully protect it. See, one of the major protections for the skin is melanin. We know that. We know that, for example, that when we do come in contact with light, our body's going to give its own protection. It's almost like its own natural sunscreen is melanin. That's why if you stay out there long enough, you do get very dark. You see people have tan lines. Well, the tan lines come because the melanocytes are stimulated to produce melanin that comes to the surface of your skin, lives in the layer, and once again, and then notice that if it's not needed, then it dissolves and goes back into circulation and it's eliminated. But what it does, it absorbs both UVA and UVB and stops it from damaging our major skin cells and affecting the mitochondria and affecting DNA damage. But that's why, once again, melanin is such a great factor that's produced by our body and our melanocytes. Now, here's what happens. But melanin has some other functions. Let's take a look at it. The main function of melanin is to protect our skin, but also it has many useful properties. It scatters it. It protects against skin oncology. It protects against from sunstroke, X-rays, and gamma rays. It prevents the prevention of radiation and damage to sensitive internal structures. It protects cells of the epidermis from the effect of ultraviolet rays. Melanin directly protects it from the occurrence of tumors. It neutralizes free radicals. It limits the activity of heavy metals and other toxic products. It maintains the integrity of DNA. It positively affects the process of cellular metabolism. It prevents heat dissipation of the body. Therefore, people with increased skin pigmentation suffer less from cold. It is a neurotransmitter. That is, it provides general protection of the body against aggressive external environment. So if you think of it this way, melanin is a wonderful thing that's produced by the melanocytes, but guess what happens? You can eat things that have a significant amount of melanin that now is shown to put into a cell to actually give it protection. And as you guys know, if you ever look at the things I've talked about, and I'm going to start doing this more on my reels, both on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, I'm gonna start going a little bit more over herbs and more over medicinal mushrooms with you guys, so you understand that there's major constituents in there that have a massive health benefit. Now, I wonder if there's something that you could eat and bring into your body within circulation that has a significant amount of melanin, also has histamine, but it's a whole nother topic. There's other constituents in there, but has a significant amount of melanin that can not only, once again, help us in the process of keeping all the factors of melanin that you just saw right there, but also protect us from the sun itself. And there is, okay? Once again, one thing that I love more than anything is our medicinal mushrooms in chaga. Chaga itself is that itself, you can never see it, looks like a big old lump growing on a tree, dark, you can rip it off, it's golden inside. See what happens when you've dealt with the internal and external stressors of the environment. Now it's built up within a birch structure, and it has massive benefits that way. It has betulic acid. It has the factors that, once again, with melanin, it has high levels of melanin, and that's why it's got dark pigment itself that allows people to actually consume that, introduce it in the cellular metabolism, and now have a protection aspect when it comes to the radiation of a cell. And they've seen massive benefits from that way. That's why if you ever notice, when I get a little closer to summer, if I know I'm going to exposure, if I'm going to Hawaii, if I go somewhere it's warm that way, I will continue to take chaga, not only from the immunological benefits that come from it that way, but there's also a protection from radiation. Guys, I travel in airplanes all the time. You understand the higher you get, the more radiation exposure you get. So this is something as you saw before. People say, Doc, if I had to get some X-ray or some EMF-based things, what can I do? Chaga. You know what I'm saying? These things help disperse some of those rays that can have some negative effect on our cellular metabolism, but also DNA. So therefore, that's why it's one of the most important things when it comes to health that I take on a regular basis. Hey everyone, for unedited, full-length, unapologetic content, go to my website, drpatrickflynn.com. Hit the subscribe button to join our community for more amazing content like this every day.